Hi everybody, have I got an amazing episode for you today. We are going to be at this community outside Philadelphia called Bryn Athyn. The town is only 1.9 square miles, like what a little gem. And in the middle of that town, we have an enormous, beautiful cathedral that I can't wait to talk to you about how historic it is and how unique it is. We're also going to see a house in Rydal, and let's get this show started. Julia, thank you so much for having us today at the Bryn Athyn Cathedral. Could you tell us a little bit about how special this property is?
This is our sacred house of worship, a very active house of worship. Tonight, for instance, we will have about 300 guests for our summer sunset organ vespers. We had 711 people here for a worship service during our assembly 2 weekends ago. 1,000 people came to town. We'll have a wedding on Saturday, a memorial service on Sunday, and including 4 worship services.
Right. So a very active community. Yes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how the whole property came about?
Okay. So there are 3 buildings in our historic district. Caronwood is the original Pitcairn estate where John was. His son Raymond built Glencairn Museum, and we're the cathedral. So in this aerial view from 1926, you can see Caronwood here. The architect for the cathedral was Ralph Adams Cram. The Gothic part of the cathedral was dedicated in 1919. They broke ground in October 1913, dedicated 6 years later. 1926, they put the undercroft and council chamber on. That's where in medieval cities, there would have been a marketplace here, and if there were inclement weather, big double doors with open-aired windows to allow spice carts in.
Tell us a little bit about why it's important that this is now a historic community of Bryn Athyn.
Well, we are part of the triumvirate of Caronwood, the original Pitcairn estate, Glencairn Museum, and this cathedral, the sacred house of worship. We have a beautiful symbiotic relationship. We have shared events, landmarks, and lights, which is one night a year where all 3 buildings are open in and out. We'll have about 2,000 people come. And then we have the month of December, which is just book solid, 28 days straight. Caronwood has a tea. Glencairn has special exhibits. We have specialty tours here.
Right.
With our special worship services, the tableaus, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
So it was great to learn about this historic cathedral today and this tiny town of Bryn Athyn. Now we're going to go to Rydal and check out a historic house that had 2 renovations. So let's go check that out.
Hey Sue, how you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having us.
Welcome, absolutely. Come on in.
This is a beautiful house. I can't wait for you to show it to me. The house was built when?
This house was founded in 1731, rebuilt in 1839, and then rebuilt one more time in 2014.
And they kept a lot of original features of that.
The main house is all original. They did do an addition over here, but one of the things that I would really love to show you is this kitchen.
Oh my gosh, the kitchen is amazing. Tell me a little bit about how important it is to work with a mortgage person.
Well, I think that's one of the key things in this, especially in this market that we have right now, to be able to contact your mortgage person. And not only that, when you put in an offer, I like to give my mortgage person's personal information and cell phone so the seller can call the mortgage person to see how qualified.
Yeah, that's super important.
My buyer.
You can snap your fingers and a mortgage person pops up like what? Snap? Oh.
Hey guys, I just said what's behind you. Guys want anything?
I love a drink. It's the hot one out there.
So call me.
So it's super important to know, like, and trust and refer your mortgage person and your realtor. So to have that dynamic and that relationship, so you use people who you know in this marketplace so that they're going to get the house when they put the offer in, and you have specific strategies to make that happen.
Absolutely. Me and John talk all the time about certain strategies that we can get or do so we can get our clients the house.
So this house is about $1.5 million.
Correct.
What type of buyer, John, would be looking at a $1.5 million house to get financing?
Well, for this beautiful home, I think the buyer would really be looking at jumbo financing.
Right.
And jumbo financing is a loan basically above 766, 550. And there's some additional requirements, but nothing too strenuous.
And sometimes how much money, you have to put more than 5% down on a jumbo, so more like 10 or 15. And do you have private mortgage insurance on a jumbo?
One of the great things about jumbo financing is if you put 15% down, you're not required to have mortgage insurance.
Yeah, that's super good. So no mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
Seeing this town of Bryn Athyn that's only 1.9 square miles is amazing. But what's even better is the hometown of Bradley Cooper getting to see a house from the 1700s. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We look forward to seeing you next time on Financing the American Dream.